And now for the top stories in detail. Special meeting of the Nuclear Suppliers Group to discuss India's membership to the 48-member group remained inconclusive in South Korean capital Seoul. The session debated until Thursday midnight but failed to come to a conclusion after hours of discussions, with China remaining adamant in its opposition. China, along with countries like Turkey, Austria, New Zealand, Ireland as well as Brazil, have raised objections as to how a country that has not signed the NPT or Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty can be made a member of the group. But about 300 participants from 48 member countries are attending the plenary. Meanwhile, the second round of the two-day plenary session of the NSG began in Seoul. Amrit Pal, our correspondent, joins us on phone line to discuss more about India's membership in the NSG club. Amrit, morning. Now, we know that the most nations now back India, but China seems to be the last hurdle. Considering that formal plenary begins today, what's the way forward for India? How strong is now India's case going to be?
Well, as you know that, various countries have supported India and very vocally, including the United States of America, France ahead of the plenary session, and with Sang raising the issue in the opening session, saying that India's membership and application should be the application for membership should be considered. So India has the backing of many important countries who are part of the NSG club and could swing that in India's favor. But China clearly remains a belligerent opponent of India's membership to that. And as you know, the NSG operates on a principle of unanimity. And unless there is unanimity, and even if one member opposes it, then it could scuttle India's chances of being in the nuclear club or the export regime. So what remains to be seen is that does China soften its stand today at the second day of the plenary session?
What are you picking up, Amrit? Yes, since you mentioned about China, now yesterday's important meeting between Prime Minister Modi and Chinese Premier, which lasted for 45 minutes, where the reports are suggesting that Prime Minister Modi has conveyed it to China that they should contribute and join to the emerging consensus for India as far as the membership in the NSG is concerned. What are you picking up on those lines? What has been China's response as far as yesterday's meeting is concerned? They're still tight-lipped about it?
China hasn't reacted to that. China seems to be sticking to its guns on its stated policy that non-NPT members should not be part of the NSG. The Prime Minister with the Chinese President did raise this, and as we heard the External Affairs Ministry spokesperson yesterday brief in Tashkent, saying that the Prime Minister called for a fair and objective analysis of India's membership to the NSG. But China clearly hasn't reacted to it, and one can understand that it's too late in the night or late in the evening to react to this. But China, what we could expect is that even if India's NSG membership does not come through, there could be other at this particular meeting of the NSG at Seoul. It could be taken up at a special session later in the year, or could be deferred to later. So it's not like the end of the road. It's like, as one diplomatic source was telling me, it's like riding a bicycle. Unless you're on it, hurt a few times, you don't learn it. So it's really not a one-time event. It is a evolutionary process, and but yes, till it's really not over unless it's over. So India is doing all in its position and command to garner support for its membership application today on the second day.
The deliberations will continue. Amrit, thank you very much for putting that story in perspective.